What you're about to see is among the modern politicians' worst nightmares. In a time when belts and budgets need tightening, certain cutbacks have startling consequences. No better example than the bankrupt California community forced to slash its police force. In no time, cops on the beat have been replaced by hookers working their streets, and the first line of defense, fed-up citizens. Here's ABC's Neil Karlinski.
Kathy Beistel thought it could never happen here.
Prostitution's not a victimless crime.
And yet here she is at a city council meeting tackling, of all things, prostitution.
I live here. I love this place. It's a quiet little neighborhood.
At first glance, Vallejo, California looks the perfect place to raise a family. But believe it or not, this charming historical district just blocks from City Hall has been overrun by an alarming influx of newcomers practicing the world's oldest profession.
Want to do it or what?
On any given night, and even in broad daylight, you can find prostitutes and pimps plying their trade, smack dab in the middle of a residential area. For months, Kathy, a mellow 48-year-old who works in the wine industry, watched Vallejo's crime rate rise as its reputation sank.
Some call this area a virtual supermarket for sex.
And then one day, the problem turned up at her doorstep. Literally.
The catalyst was a pimp fight in front of my house.
A pimp fight?
A pimp fight. At that moment, I was just angry. That was like the final straw for a lot of us.
She tried calling police and discovered to her surprise that there aren't nearly enough of them. In the throes of the Great Recession, the city was forced to declare bankruptcy in 2008, creating one very noticeable ripple effect through these streets.
We're having a tough time getting enough money to run a first-class police department, but we're doing the best we can with what we got.
What do you mean you're having a tough time running a first-class police department?
Well, we used to have 158 officers. We have 90 now.
90?
So 90. So you can see that that's a pretty big cut.
That prompted the flood of streetwalkers and pimps.
There's yours.
So, like a modern-day superhero sporting a day-glow safety vest instead of a cape, Kathy took to the streets, with a little help from her friends.
Let's circle the park and then head down Marin to downtown.
Her scrappy group of do-gooders are known as the Kentucky Street Watch Owls, but they do a whole lot more than just watch. And they're getting a lot of support from the neighbors.
Watch out! Watch out!
I think she went this way.
Oh, really?
She did? Yeah, I think I saw her walking this way. Yeah, she's the one that's walking right there.
Well, she's got like 40 heels on.
I'm writing down the description of the prostitute that is walking right in front of us.
They take pictures, document Johns, hookers, and pimps.
She was pretty fast with her heels on, yeah.
And generally disrupt the scene by standing around and making it impossible for any sort of illegal street hustle to go down.
We're out here walking around with a specific purpose to make our streets better, make our streets safer.
Sometimes things can get dicey. This is what happened when one of the watch owls, LONY MEYER, came across a well-known prostitute.
You do understand if you're working out here that we have the right to take pictures of you.
And that's fine, but then just to let everybody else know out here, these people have the right to do things as well.
The woman who doesn't want to be shown is getting agitated. She tells us she is a prostitute and she's already made about $200 on this shift. She'd like to make more, and she says the other women on the street that she knows and their pimps won't take to this sort of intrusion so kindly.
What I'm saying to you is that these people don't care about what's legal and what's not legal.
Right,
these girls don't care.
Right.
And eventually somebody's going to get hurt, and I guarantee you it's not going to be a prostitute.
It's no idle threat. The danger is real.
Our concern would be if they go too far, try to get involved in what would be termed police work, that there is that potential for injury.
Reason we're here is to talk about safety.
That's why the Watch Owls and the 300 other community groups that have also now taken up the cause are given training on how to carry themselves, how to be good witnesses, and how to keep themselves safe.
Personal cell phones, that's very important.
So far, there have been no violent confrontations. In fact, the Watch Owls try to connect prostitutes with social assistance programs, including one with the woman we met earlier.
So, the offer still stands.
Yeah, I really want help, but right now I can't find a job.
She says she'd be happy to quit the streets if she could just find legitimate work.
I used to work at a hospital as admitting, but it doesn't matter right now what job it is as long as it's good paying.
The good news, there are signs of progress. This playground used to be teeming with pimps and hookers. Today, it's safe for children once again. That's why Kathy and company like to say that no matter how bleak the situation may look, they will not be going quietly into the night.
Is this the way your life is to be, living here? That you will maintain a role in a program like this?
Yes, people need to understand that, one person can make a difference. So we'll continue our neighborhood watch going and, support each other and take care of our neighborhood.
I'm Neil Karlinski for Nightline in Vallejo, California.
And the Vallejo PD tells us tonight that officers are working overtime to fight the problem, arresting multiple prostitutes every night, as the chief said, doing the best with what they've got.